Just go to call. It's stopped. Top left. Click retry. Well, we're at Cabra-Vale Diggers for the Champion of Champion pairs. We have the men's round of 32 match with Beau Prideaux and Aaron Wilson. They're up against the Valentine pair. Of John Bullock and Ross Lawrence. Players just got underway for the first end. Very easy to tell the bowls apart. The two blue and white bowls belong to the Cabramatta team. The other two, of course, belong to Valentine. Told Beau he's a Bulldogs fan, the reason for the blue and white. Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. I'm sure Discos would be more associated with the aerial ping pong game, being a good Victorian boy in his youth. Good start from Beau. Two jack high bowls. Just the one green operation here at Cabra-Vale Diggers as we march into the knockout phase. Still using greens at Maryland, St John's Park, Cabramatta and Mount Lewis. All those winners will progress to play here tomorrow. Ross Lawrence lining up on the backhand. The speed of this green, told it's just a little bit quicker than the other one, but they're very similar. Greenkeepers did run the roller over them at lunchtime. Said it did just pick the pace up a little bit. It didn't bother Ross Lawrence. That's a fantastic bowl. He's got Taylor XTL. Disco with a XG Dreamline. And we'll start again, thanks. Bang, out of bounds. These fellas would not do that too much of that. We're already on overtime from the last couple of nights. So we have been watching on. We do hope you've been enjoying coverage so far of the champion pairs. And as we get further into the knockout stages, the matches only promise to get even better in quality. Disco not mucking around at all there. Too close. I'm going to hit it. John Bullock starts the replay of end one. Jack's just further down the green this time. Should have paid attention to where they moved the mat. Just resetting equipment here. It's not a Bowls New South Wales stream without Philip Lubke watching on. Loves his bowls, jumps on every time. A very good start from John Bullock. This promises to be an excellent game with the way they've started. As Beau, a New South Wales under 25 and emerging Jackaroos player. Disco, of course, dual Commonwealth Games singles gold medalist. Not sure we want him to rip his shirt off and do the victory lap at this event. We don't mind if he wins, just don't think we need to see him running around shirtless. He says it can be a bit embarrassing to be closer to the carton than the six-pack. Oh, that's another excellent delivery from John. Just made his own bowl that bit closer, a little bit more covering the jack. Beau won't change hands, just wants to get one close to start with. Back themselves to get that shot off them in the back calf. But knows the importance of getting a bowl close or just behind. Would love to go around that now. Got the feather in behind. A great start for the Lakers. I think Ross's jacket might have got wet yesterday in the downpour. Reverted to one of his old Southern Tablelands district jackets. And, yep, Beau's just pointed it out. He's moved off the centre line now. Needs to go a bit further. It was there. I did tell the skippers, but yeah. Well, Disco, he'll play the forehand. He's not mucking around again. Gets the shot and the jack. Good replay for that one. And an export. You see Disco runs at it, gets the shot bowl, toucher goes into the ditch, drags the jack back to his own bowl. Ross will now try and draw a forehand, get past Beau's bowl that's now quite short. Beau's shot bowl, jack high, second shot in the ditch. That's a very good bowl. That is an absolute belter. Just falls out. Disco won't muck around. He can forehand draw down to this little trail to the ditch. Probably tried to play a little bit of weight. Wants the split. Oh, good weight to hang up there too. So toucher in the ditch. Cabramatta, two bowls right near the edge of the green surface. Very important for Valentine to nail one in here just to limit any chance of a big score. They're probably better off to make sure they're up, and if they happen to get the toucher, trail it in. Worst they'll be at one down, because he can guarantee that Beau and Disco will be looking to maximise this result. Good effort from John. Can turn his own bowl up to the shot. He's done that. That's one to the Lakers now. Oh, that bowl will go clean, or if it goes straight onto the jack and into the ditch, it's not a toucher, so it'll be picked out. Beau's playing delicately to it. Very close. Just going to run past. Bullock's given this one a big chance as well. Wants it to get right down to the jack. A touch would be brilliant. Well, that's a very good bad bowl. He's pointed it almost perfectly, but it's sat on the edge of the other. It's made a big target. It's doubled the size, more than doubled, for Beau to come down and bang into these, and he's pretty close. I think he might have just gone a fraction wide. Well, didn't touch the jack, but he scared it. Lakers holding 2. Somewhat vulnerable, but Disco has to get that contact to change this head around. Let's see if he can do it. First up, though, it'll be Ross Lawrence, and he'll be looking forehand draw down to his own bowls. He's also got Beau's bowl jack high. That's the one he wants to beat. It's pretty well pointed. Just needs to get inside that one. He crashes. Well, Disco, he'll be ditch weight. Running at it. Just needs any contact. He's got it onto the jack. It'll be at least one shot. I think they've been hoping the jack would have went side to the other side, but that could well be 2 with Beau's bowl off to the left. Breeze has come up over the morning. Feedback from the players that going the opposite direction to we're going now was very difficult. We did see several ends where plenty of bowls went into the ditch on the drawing to the tee. Apparently that wind really giving them a push along. That one, just a little long. Disco will have a draw for 3 unless he decides that it's worth running that other bowl out. That looks like a draw to me. Just wants to get past Valentine's bowl, about a metre and 3/4 short of the ditch. Needs a bit more running. Wants that, the ones he's beating. May well have got in with that. Well, the green one might be 3rd. No indication, so we can't put any scores up. I just popped out and checked with Disco that score. It was actually 4. Big count on the first end. Shame for the Lakers. They had some very good bowls there. Just a couple of good conversions from Cabramatta made the difference. Beau always looks like he's lining up to have a big bluster at the head and draws. Bowls were coming back a long way on that hand. That one's come back in very nicely. Oh, good effort from John. Just going to fall short. It does look like two very different bowls for Beau. It's the light blue sticker that makes the difference that you can see on the bowl lying flat, because we have the white part of the bowl showing as well against the two blues. Sun peeking up now. Might just get a bit of warmth in the air. May even lift the speed of the screen a little more. Ross Lawrence just half a metre through or so. Draws to hold a good three. Ross Lawrence, a little bit of pressure here. He's played some very good bowls already in this game. Draws shot. Beau Prideaux will have a chance to convert here. He's going to stick with his forehand, just try and draw through that bowl or just around it. One's just going to hang a little bit. It's in a good home at the back. John will come down on that forehand too. The idea is to just get around the shot bowl, match the Cabramatta bowls behind, try and take away their chance to play a big conversion. Just slightly push that one through. It'll be sitting on Beau's. Not a bad result in one way. I think they're going to try and change over. Just over the draw on the backhand, sit the shot bowl, just get a little straighten off it down the line to their own bowls. Got plenty in catching. Just needs to hold a bit longer. I think it's going to go underneath. Brilliant weight for that shot. On that shot, you just get the inside of the shot bowl, it'll straighten you straight down the line. Jack goes back to your own, you're holding 3 or 4. It's the importance here for Valentine. They just want to go around and past their own bowl, match those 3 at the back. This one looks to be very well pointed. Right down to the bowls. Good home. Still an opportunity there for Cabramatta though. They can take the place of the green bowl, stay for 3. Get a big piece of it and run on. Jack goes back to their own. They've got 4-2 out to the right-hand side. Does spit out to the left. There could be a bit of an issue. There might be 2 down, maybe 3 in the very wrong spot. Be very unlucky. Just goes very close to this green bowl. He's got it. Straight back to their own. That'll be 1 shot. Toucher. There's a chance here for the Lakers. A little bit of weight on the backhand. Just up to their own bowls. They've got the ones where the Jack will go if they get the outside of it. You can get contact on Beau's bowl just behind the Jack. Will also push him across. It's just going to hang wide though. There's a chance for Disco to make a multiple here just by rolling that bowl to bring in another couple. Every chance to make it. Well, he's just underweight, very fractionally. With that line, just another foot or so, he would have had a chance to make a few. Last attempt of this end. He's got a tighter line. Can get the right result and make 3 here. Very, very close. Oh, he's just caught the short bowl. Run past. That'll be 1 more to Cabramatta. They'll have a look at the second. Very tight measure. 1 shot. Cabramatta taking the early lead, 5-0 after 2. They've just had the edge so far. The Lakers have played some very good bowls. And in other circumstances, you'd say they don't deserve to be down 5-0 after 2 ends. Jack on the tee. Mats up near the end of the chalk line. Breeze has picked up quite a bit here this afternoon. Sun has disappeared behind the clouds, and that's bowling into a strong wind. You can see it's just pulled the pace off, and as soon as they start to turn, the wind is pushing them to turn even more. John Bullock got this one pretty well pointed. So here on rink 8, we have our feature game. Next door, Lawson playing Kempsey Heights. That's the two men's games left here at Cabra-Vale Diggers. In our other games, the Soldiers Point, who won our stream game this morning, they're on rink 12 up against Edelong Memorial, and on rink 11, the Beresfield ladies taking on East Maitland. And well, Jen Delves and Natasha Van Eldick have defeated Sarah Boddington. They talked about it. They're now playing against Urunga. Another great matchup over at Mount Lewis. Natasha Russell and Brianna Smith, St John's Park. They're taking on Jamie Lee Warsnop and Ellen Fife. They're in the bottom half of the draw. The next one's Gosford City taking on Fig Trees, K Moran. Ballina team taking on the Hills, and the bottom one of that half of the draw is Raymond Terrace Urunga. In the top half, Soldiers Point and Edelong. Beresfield and East Maitland. South Tamworth plays West Tamworth at Marylands, and the other game at Marylands is Narrabri and Western Suburbs Leagues. Great try from Ross. Just ran out of puff a little bit. Conditions here will be a little bit challenging. The breeze coming straight up the green. A little bit variable as well. No worries for Disco though. Draws a shot. Ross Lawrence, metre on his last to be pretty good. He's in the area. Beau. Looks to be a little bit of a tight line on that hand for Beau. Just going to collect the short bowl and roll it up. John needs to get down a little bit more, wants to get down to Disco's bowl. Going to go to the back. Bit more grass for Beau. He can draw round the short bowls to count. Well, it's in a good home. Just wonder whether there'd be a temptation for Disco to go backhand. Can get a toucher on that backhand side at the moment and make account. With his own, he could be 5 with that trail. This is going to be a fantastic bowl. Does not want it to cross the centre line. Well, it's shot, but it's crossed the centre line, so that may just make up the mind for Disco. That backhand down to that bowl, just take the jack away from it, pops it back to the white bowl at the back. It just will go across there. Can bring in 4 or 5 with his own, sits the shot bowl and stays. That's fairly comfortable shot, but it's not going to come back on the line he's taken. Oh, well, that one's rolled in. Don't know, it probably counts, but it just makes that target even bigger. Critical now for Ross to be down to the Cabramatta bowls. I don't know if he's got the right width. Just going to sail through. This guy may not muck around with this. He might go quicker at it. Gets the one to the right. You'll get them both. Just going to go underneath. So will be a count. Valentine will open their account here. Chance for us to draw a third. Just a little on the shy side. Well, didn't make a signal. I'm going to record it as 2. Just keep an eye on the scoreboards. Got a little warmer out there too by the looks of it, with the sun out. It's been a very good start to this game. The Lakers certainly aren't been completely outclassed. Just a couple of very good conversions from Cabramatta gave them the 4 on the opening end. Picked up a single in the second. It's now 5-2. Valentine don't look like they're being overawed. Taking a chance to have a game against Commonwealth champion. Beau Prideaux. Great start. Gets a little touch, trails it away. I do think Aaron Tees would probably like Beau's bowls, being the blue and white. Teesy, another Bulldogs tragic. Along with our commercial person at Bowls New South Wales, Billy Johnson. Family connection to Steve Mortimer for Billy, apparently. Oh, 2 very good bowls from Beau. Just going to drop in behind. 1 on, 1 behind. Perfect. Lead bowls. jackets are coming off. Too far away with this one. Just going to go in behind. Oh, needs it to pull up. It's not going to. Well, not before it hits the sand. Aaron Wilson. See this bowl just keep rolling on this surface. Just picking up speed as we go along. Good correction from Ross. Weight is perfect. That'll be second shot for Cabramatta at the moment. Toucher from Beau inspires a little bit of aggression from Valentine. Saying, let's get into this. Can get the stun and run on that one. Punched it right through to the ditch. Still holding Cabramatta. We'll get Beau to play forehand. Play those bowls as jack high. Drawing that hand anyway. Needs to get around that one. Just going to crash on the short bowl. Not sure quick is the answer here. Difficult shot to place to just overdraw to swing, but under the line here and get rid of your own, you're back in trouble. Might be a lucky result here. No, he's just going to punch that one through. Does cover up that forehand draw. Still going to play that side. Probably hoping to get in between those bowls in the ditch just to protect against the trail. Shot here for Valentine. That backhand side really will turn. They're coming with what breeze is blowing. The corner flags are fluttering a little bit. So that can get that bowl to swing across and just pick up that jack across to the left of screen a metre or so. At the edge of it, certainly can punch it right across. They could be holding a pretty good multiple 4 bowls there waiting for it. Well, he's got the jack straight back to the ditch. It'll be 1 to Cabramatta with the Beau Prideaux bowl sitting just out to the right of screen. Aaron Wilson probably needs to get another one in there just to protect. Oh, he's just got that one in a bit of a hurry. Just going to be a bit quick, I think. Yep, into the ditch. Disco just under 2 metres to draw second shot. Just needs to get around his own ones just past the tee. That was a pretty big invitation, and he's just going to pull up in time to make... Oh, it's at least 2. Didn't quite see the signal. So shorten the length up now. It's a bit sideways. Good start from John Bullock. Beau Prideaux, good correction, drops in behind the jack. John just shanked that one a little bit. Good up, first up bowl from Aaron Wilson, right in behind the jack. Disco using an XG. Ross Lawrence, it's a pretty good reply. He's drawn the shot. Absolute genius. Can you repeat it? That's the question. Does he want to repeat it? It's gone around the back. John just going in behind. He's just looking for slightly over the draw, little tiny touch on the jack. We've got plenty of position around that head. Any touch should bring them into play. Just not going to quite reach that. He's coming back to a reasonable position. Good effort. Just over the draw for Disco. Any contact on the jack or shot bowl could give them the advantage. Just going to be slightly under the line. Wants to draw down to be in the catching paddock, does Ross. Ideally, just sit on the Cabramatta bowl just behind Jack to the right. Wouldn't mind getting across and getting in the way. I've gone a little too far. I'm going to go big. Got the 2 bowls out, but that leaves them possibly 2. One of their own, you won't mind that. Saying to Ross, you need to draw more than one to get me. Just needs to get under his own bowl from last effort. Oh, he's just caught it. Two shots to Cabramatta. I'll go out to a 9-2 lead after 5 ends. Well, plenty of rain around in other parts of the state, but looking pretty good here. Oh, Cabramatta, Canley-Vale. Although our prediction is for showery weather. You can see some bright sunshine there at the moment. There are some showers around off the coast. They're sort of breaking up as they get over landmass. Odd little shower out to the west. A few showers over Sydney. A few showers up over the central coast and leading up towards Foster, Taree, around Camden, Haven and Port Macquarie. But as you can see at the moment, nice bright conditions here. Another chance to roll the jack for the Lakers. Cabra just misfiring. Screen probably getting up over 16 seconds now. Bit more rain in other parts of Sydney yesterday, but just a little slightly heavy shower. Only lasted between 5 and 10 minutes. Not even enough to really wet the greens down. And about 0.8 millimetres overnight. Green would have started the day running around about the 15 mark. Expected to get up to about 16 and a half. Maybe even a little quicker if that sun keeps baking. But plenty of jackets out there. The breeze coming along might have more drying effect than the sun. And that's a fantastic opening bowl from John Bullock. Beau in behind. Oh, that's an effective bowl. He's got second shot and one behind. When your opponent plonks one right on the front, it's almost a sin to fall short with your second. Metre and a half behind with your second one. Pretty good position with one right on the jack, such as it is there. That one's going to come in pretty close as well. Might be a bit warmer in Darwin, where Rod's watching on from. Great to have everyone joining us from not only all over Australia, but internationally as well. Thanks for tuning in via Bowls New South Wales YouTube or Facebook, social media pages. Reminder that we've got plenty of bowls coming up for you over the next few weeks. Champ of Champs continuing tomorrow and Friday. Great bowl from Disco. Both the men's and women's final on Friday. Men in the afternoon, women in the morning. Couple of platinum pennant matches over the weekend. Women's State Carnival the end of next week. Leading into champion pennant singles. Men's and women's pennant finals the week after. Interzone. Taking us all the way into June. Then a break while the Australian Open's on. Bowls Australia will be streaming. End of June. State pennant final. Open state pennant finals. Disco drops 2 bowls right next to it. Good chance here for Ross to draw down to Disco's bowls. They're both behind. So he can plonk in on that side one, fall in like towards the jack. Played it pretty well, yep. Little toucher, that'll be 2. SA Beau will be playing just a little bit over the draw, trying to make contact with the front bowl. Can fall in off the side as well and get shot. Wants this one to run all the way down. Just not going to quite arrive. Pretty well pointed. Doesn't want it. Well, may have just opened up a port on the backhand there for the Cabra boys. Might have made a third shot, but opportunity there. Doesn't need anything extravagant. Just over the draw, backhand. The way these guys have been playing, that's no problems. He is going a little bit quicker though. Can get a winner off his own, can get 2 of them. Well, there goes a big mix-up, and, well, I think it might be 1 to Cabramatta. The bowl near the tee might well be shot. Just needs to hold, miss the front ones, but he's going to crash. That's Beau's bowl rolled up. Be close to second shot. I think Disco, he's got a confident draw down on his backhand towards Beau's bowl. If he can get inside that purplish sort of coloured bowl on the left, on the right, even off the edge, can get Beau's bowl up and over, can also come in and draw a toucher. Toucher would bring the others in as well, possibly make 4. So what's this one to let go now? It's not going to. No clear draw path in for Ross. Only studying the head. Just get past, well, it's another Cabramatta bowl up and into the path. Disco can play through those bowls now, and he's got a chance to land his own and come off. Anything onto the jack is really good for them. So I'm just not going to let go for him. May have drawn in the back door there. Rossi's got to be careful. On that backhand side, pretty much all against him on the draw line. They're looking at the one bowls on the way in. Do you fancy this is 3 to Cabramatta as the head stands? Ross will need to pull out a good bowl here. He's going to play forehand. He's got a few of his own on the way in. Slightly reaching. Any contact on his own bowls gives him a chance. Just going to hold out wide. Indication. I don't know if that was 3 or 4. We'll see what they put on the scoreboard. Confirmation it was 3 shots to Cabramatta. Good start from Beau with his second bowl. 12-2 after 6. Certainly the favourites in control here. It's not that Valentine haven't played some very good bowls. Just that the Cabramatta's had the edge. Just going to run past. Ross Lawrence, backhand draw. Be nice to see the Valentine boys just make a good fight of this. Not that they haven't played some good bowls so far. Sometimes it doesn't matter how well you play because your opponents just play better. Aaron Wilson, that'll be another shot, just short of jack high. This forces Ross to rethink to change over to the forehand side, although I think there was still a path in underneath. Might have just felt there in his eye a little bit. Just gone a bit shy. Beau will continue on the backhand side. He's about a metre through. Beau just looking for a metre less than his previous bowl. This one doesn't look like it's going to come back quite quickly enough. Brilliant weight, just hangs a little bit wide. John just under the line. The Valentine boys just struggling to keep the early form they showed going. Can be a little bit of a challenge with the breeze coming up here. You can see the corner flag fluttering away. Out past that next centre line's pretty close to the right line. Just going to run a little bit through. Oh. So he didn't quite get out past the next centre line, so it's going to really rip across. I do think once you narrow, they tend to turn a bit more as well, just with the effect of the breeze that you're bowling into in that direction. It's almost straight up the green, so you get the flat face of the bowl. Wind tends to push it a bit more. That one's just hung out a little. 2 to Cabra at this time. And that looks to be the close to the right line to me, but he's got a little bit of speed on it and will sail to the back, right back to the centre line. 2 Cabramatta. $14.2 after 7. Well, Shippo's 7 in theory. Put it away. Finish now. They're 14.2 up. They'll win. $21 ends scheduled to be played. I have a feeling if the score continues to progress like this, we won't play all ends. I'd like to see Valentine just make a fist of this, take a bit of a fight back, just so they can go back and say, well, we stretched them a little bit anyway. It's a good opening bowl from Beau. Is John just going to hold on a bit? Once they start to turn across that line, they'll really go. Oh, that really turning on that hand now. You do cut your grass, it will punish you. Again, you take the correct grass, just like this one from Ross. It'll ease its way back towards the centre line. Just go. Wants this to come back around. Well, that one was the right grass, and that one's shot. It's almost coming back up the green. Really running on. We have moved centre lines from this morning. Same one we used yesterday afternoon. It's not too worn. A friendly little glide from Ross, but he's finished up behind Aaron Wilson's bowl. It's 1 to Cabramatta as we change over. sure which hand Beau's going to play. He sort of pointed at his own bowl on the way in. Might have been a comment about how much Aaron's bowl turned, but I think Beau's been playing the forehand side. He'll stick with that. Can draw down to the green bowl. If he just drifts onto the jack there, the touch is taking it away from the green and more towards Aaron Wilson's bowl. And that hand will turn in fairly nicely in the last metre or two. Wants it to come right back to the jack. It's just perfect weight. It's another one in the head. It's his own bowl to reach. And we need the centre line police back again. No bowl being played at the moment, though. From the next rink said, hey, you're on the centre line. Did move. It's a very good head. Might still one to Cabramatta. They're going to back themselves to be able to draw around that last bowl on the line. Down to the green bowl's good. Just drift inside your own. It's going to go under. See how much that does turn once it gets towards the centre line. So could almost get right back to the jack around that bowl, just under his own on the centre line. John can play with confidence here. Can sit his own bowl up. Can draw back to Aaron's bowl. Can get a winner off Beau's jack high bowl. And it's not far away. Not far away. Well, just for a fraction of running needed. 20 centimetres more weight. Great effort. How to convert this into shots is the big question for Valentine. Mike Watts watching on from Wales. I don't have to say any of the names properly in Welsh. Well, he might have made a few out of that. Brilliant bowl. That deserves the replay. That could make it onto our hot shots. You know that we haven't got much time before Disco plays his bowl, though. He's not going to muck around. Fire one. Big shot. Bang, bang. Well, he got rid of two of them. Still be one to... Yeah, one to Valentine. It's a dead draw either hand. Just don't turn your own out. Little touch it could bring the back one in, but don't want to move it very much at all. He's out to the other centre line. That's not a bad indication that his grass is quite reasonable. It really will swing there at the end, though, and away it goes. It's one to the Lakers. And we've played 8 ends. Cabramatta lead 14 shots to 3. Jack on the tee. Well, at the tee is probably a better description. Oh, unfortunately for John, that bowl finished out near the boundary peg. Didn't quite run in. Pretty well pointed from Beau, though. Drops right in behind the jack. Great line from John with this one, just dropped a little bit short. Bowie, not sure this one's going to come back quite so sharply. Just underdone the weight. With the right weight, that might well have swung all the way. Disco wants this one to run on. Ross's opening bowl a little bit short as well. Right down, he's just going to finish in front of Jack high. One way, he'd be a bit disappointed to have broadened up that target. Does invite the backhand reaching shot from Ross. He's a tight line. He's not got the weight on that one. Realises he's not last and bolts over to the side. Disco. Don't need to do much different there. Throw it out the same line. Hope it comes back just a little more. Right down to the jack. He's just underdone his weight as well. We'll get in for a counter, though. monumental task facing Valentine. They've got 11-shot deficit to make up. They're playing against the dual Commonwealth Games gold medalist, Jackaroo Aaron Wilson, emerging Jackaroo Beau Prideaux. They have produced some very good bowls in the opening few ends. Disco and Beau have had the answer most times. Very close from John, but he's just run through a couple of metres. Beau's going to stick with the backhand draw. Won't mind getting round his own and back to the 2 metre mark. Even behind. Well, it's come right back in. That's fallen in. It's brilliant bowl. John looks to have pulled this one a little on the narrow side. It'll swing right across the head. Weight just under as well. Little glance off one of his own bowls. It'll run across. Good home. Matt Harris asking, do we have a suggested green speed? Well, not as such. Ideally, we don't want greens running too fast, especially when we're trying to play 2 games of pairs in a day. Did have people ring me up and say, well, we're going to have the greenkeeper cut it down to 5 cents and double roll for a week beforehand. I've asked them how good their lights are. Jokingly said, don't cut it, water it. Probably ideally a green between 13 and 15 is best for all-round competitions. However, you're going to have to take into account that you're going to have times where it's raining or it's hot weather leading up, dry. So if your green's running at this speed, it's running around 16 and a half is not excessive. Certainly don't want them running 19 or 20. 19 or 20 and a wind is not good viewing. But you're capable of putting plenty close. As you see, Disco and Beau have got 3 within a mat length. This one's just going to drop a little bit on the shy side. They've got a fair few counting. But there are no mandatory green speeds to achieve. We want the greenkeepers to produce their best available surface. And our professional greenkeepers do know a little bit about bowls. Cap Burston, the boss at Active Turf Care, giving himself a little rap. But he has played top-level bowls for a number of years. And he produced a surface that he'd want to play on. This could be a fair few here. There's 3 taken out. That one will be the 4th. I think the one at the back's 5. One on the side might be 6. I don't think... Well, he's given him that one. Or no, they've taken that one away to have a look. I don't think that one was in. Five, one handful. So Cabramatta streaking away with this game. Would have been unbackable favourites, but by all means, that was one big count. He was a 4 in the opening end. However, you've got to say the Lakers probably a bit unlucky to drop that 4. They had some extremely good bowls, but it was a cracking conversion and some couple of really good draws to the ditch from the Cabramatta boys that made that 4. Valentine have held a few good shots, but just the class of the Jackaroos player, Aaron Wilson. Got to remember he's a dual Commonwealth Games gold medalist. Doesn't miss much. Beau Prideaux has led very well as well. Had plenty of bowls right in the head. John Bullock, very well down again. Oh, it's just going to run out of a little bit of speed, but it's 20 centimetres away from the jack. That's a good bowl in almost any circles. Beau Prideaux needed a metre and a bit on his previous. Certainly done that. Going to finish him behind. That'll count as well. Sun shining quite brightly through the clouds at the moment. John just needs half a metre on his previous. He's just going to drop a little bit of weight. One thing you know with Aaron Wilson, don't look away for too long because he doesn't take long to play his bowls. I wish I could rush my shots and play them this well. Drawn the shot. Ross Lawrence. Little straight and wouldn't hurt him. He's got the little glide, just not quite the speed to get there. Well, if you're in the Valentine area, you can get Bell property. Numbers on your screen. Well done to Disco, dropping in behind. Cabramatta probably holding 3 at the moment. Well, Scott Thorogood probably watching on to check on his Nova Castrian buddies, the Lakers, hoping they do really well. And despite the scoreline, I've actually been very impressed with their standard of play. They've been giving a good opposition bowls to beat. They've been a bit of a relentless onslaught. They've been facing an oncoming bullet train. Beau and Aaron won their round at 32 match, 21-9 over Mona Vale. This is the first game out of the section for the Valentine boys. They won with had an 11-shot win over Double Bay to seal the section this morning. Good bowls from Beau. At least 3, maybe 5 here. Searching for a punch through. Unfortunately for Valentine, that jack has caught on the back bowls. It's definitely 4 shots now. And a little bit of fortune that went the other way around. This guy just going to play up through his own bowls, knowing he can draw around them and count. If he's a little bit tight, he's still going to count. That'll just drift right around, in behind, another counter. Ross Lawrence. Well, he split his own out. Did get countdown by 1. No reason for Aaron to change anything. Plop another one in there to bulk up the head. In behind, very well played. Won't see the result through there. Well, he's got rid of a couple. Still be 2 or 3. So the Bull Ant Juggernaut rolls on. We'll just confirm whether that was 2 or 3. Update our scoreboard. Was 3, 22-3. 11 ends remaining. Don't think we'll see all 11 of those ends. When's an appropriate time to concede is a good question. Becoming a bit of a roll-up for Beau and Disco, just trying to keep their rhythm going. John, if he's through this head, got a chance to trail the jack away. Well, he's got a toucher. And run through. Well, Craig Mathers, it'll never go back to 16 zone winners because the zones cease to exist on the 1st of July. We become regions. Whether or not we should be regional winners competing or not is a good question. It is part of the review annually, and we will say nothing more about it on this broadcast. Little touch from Ross has just turned Beau's bowl across the head, still holding probably 3 there. Aaron wants this to run out right down to Ross's bowl. It'll draw, well, it'll be a counter. Ross can still play up on that hand, just to reach. Good bowl from Valentine. Beau looking just to draw through their own bowls. Any contact on them could very easily roll them up. Just wants to hold up a bit longer. He's going to cut across the head. As we said, if you don't take your grass, you're going to be punished. Chance now for John to draw down. Wants the inside rub. Doesn't want to hit that one flush. Oh, that one might even be shot now. Set the bowl through. Stay for 4. Very close, but just going to be under the required line. Very mixed feedback. One thing, most of the people love the chance to get out and play against the top line players. Oh, unlucky. She's got the contact. Could have run it through for a count of 3. Got the jack. Cabramatta now holding probably 2. Toucher in the ditch. One thing I can say is we do thank our host clubs very much for their wonderful efforts in making sure that all the players have a great time, that they're well catered for, great facilities to come and play at. Cabra-Vale Diggers has bent over backwards to make sure that the facilities here are first class. Cabramatta, Marylands, Guildford, Mount Lewis and St John's Park wonderful teams at each club, all working towards making sure that it's a great event. Makes our job at the sports team of Bowls New South Wales so much easier. There's a lot of work goes into the preparation for all events. Let's go. Elects to play the forehand. Can play just over the draw. Own bowl's coming in. It's going to hold its line with the weight he's got. Sip the back green one. I'd like to see Ross get a result here just to be a little positive. Attacking. Oh, he's not going to get that one onto these green bowlers. Well, he's got one of them out. Might be one shot to Cabramatta now. It is one. Well, tomorrow we continue our coverage. Tomorrow morning, a women's quarter-final. If you look in the BowlsLink results system, at the quarter-finals, you'll see that there is a game already marked as our broadcast. Cabra-Vale Diggers, Rink 8. It's the second one down. So it'll be a Tamworth team, whether it's south or west, and the winner of Narrabri and Western Suburbs in the women's games. And then tomorrow afternoon, the men's round of men's quarter-final. So it's the bottom edge of the draw. So we've got it's the bottom of 4 games of the current round. Nelson Bay, Gulgong, Gunnedah, Castle Hill, Mount Lewis, Jindabyne, Dubbo, Berkeley. So Mount Lewis, Jindabyne, Dubbo or Berkeley will play Nelson Bay, Gulgong, Gunnedah or Castle Hill in tomorrow afternoon's men's game. Of course, the Mount Lewis pair, the current New South Wales state pairs champions, Ben Winther and Brett Spur. Be very keen to add another title to their trophy cabinet at the Lions. Good effort from Ross. Just going to run a little bit through. John Bullock holding one at this stage. If he gets onto Beau's bowl, it may well turn it up. Yep, there it goes. Well, it'll be close to a shot. Ross just a little over with his previous bowl. Doesn't need a hell of a lot of correction. I think Beau might still be just holding shot here. Not going to have the right speed with that to change anything much. Chance for Valentine just to play slightly over the draw. Roll their own bowls in. Even the split should push John Bullock's bowl onto Beau's and roll it out. Just to reach with a little bit of speed. Very close. A little bit more grass. We're giving it a chance. Beau wants to draw just around the green bowl down to the jack. Can it hold on long enough to get around that green bowl? Yes, it will. Little touch. Really took off in that last little bit of travel as well. I think that's still shot available for Valentine to play through the head. They can draw it, but if they're a bit quicker and tighter, they've got a chance to turn their own up. This one might well just cold draw the shot though. Brilliant bowl. Export. Well, there is paths into the jack. Might see Disco play through the head. Has opened it up. Chance that's actually two now to Valentine. Ross comes through that newly opened port, draw right down to the jack. He's got best back too. If he can miss that front bowl. Oh, he's got the edge of it and run just a little bit past. Two down. Confident draw backhand, can turn his own, a couple of rolls. Down to the shot bowl. Needs it to turn. Just going to hold on. It's green running at round 16. If you've got the weight on, it will hold its line. That breeze coming up straight up the green is quite Swift will make your bowl run on gets the touch, he'll stay. Just gone through. Might put a tape on for the second one. Just the one. So Valentine score one more shot on N12. It's now 23-4. Well, Brad Ingram, if I wasn't logged in as an official account, I probably would have said Nathan Bazant is a pest. It's a crabby little pest. We've all heard the arguments. I'm not entering into them anymore. Well, John Bullock gets to roll a longer end. Just going to fade across the head. We look forward to you joining us tomorrow. I'll just give this a plug. We have a women's knockout match tomorrow morning, quarterfinals day on our broadcast. Quarterfinal in the morning for the women, quarterfinal broadcast in the afternoon in the men. That's our Thursday schedule. Friday, early, 8:30, women's final. And afternoon, hopefully at 1 o'clock, men's final. That's a great bowl from John. Come in nicely. He's got the shot. The problem with the number of bowls events on is we need about 210 weekends in the year to give everybody the weekends they want. We either provide the events or we don't. The regions, currently the zones and districts, also want a whole heap of weekends to play their events, so do clubs. So it's a fine balancing act. And the state champion of champions in the men's has always been midweek as well, even when the 16 winners came in. Usually played Tuesday to Friday. Anyway, we will have Champion of Champions singles starting in a week and a half's time, live here from Cabra-Vale Diggers, Monday to Thursday. It's 13th, 14th, 15th and 16th of May. Backed up by the Platinum finals over the weekend, 17 to 19 of May. And Brad Ingram is off to a men's pennant final. Men's and women's pennant finals. 21 to 23 May. A week after that, the Interzone Sides Championships, Senior and Open Men's, will be played. We're adding a Women's Interregion Championship the following season. Then we have a little break before we head into the Open State Pennant Finals on the last weekend in June. Friday to Sunday. A lot of players this weekend are entering their finals at zone level. One shot to Valentine as his head stands. John was trying to draw down there just a little bit quick. Could have got a result by sitting on his own bowl. Oh, same hand. A couple of chances here. Can cold draw it. Can make contact on the shot bowl, sit and stay. Can get a little run off his own. Just going to drop a little bit short. This direction is into what breeze there is. Appears to have settled a little at green level at the moment. May well be why John was a bit quick with his previous bowl. He's corrected very well here. Sit and stay on his own. Rolled it in behind the jack and sat in front. Excellent delivery. Plenty of holes there. Three of their own to go through. Wants to tighten it up a little bit, but he's punched his own closer. Oh, Ross Lawrence. Right back to the tee. Very good bowl. Great position. He's going to give this a little whack and see. He's got all his own. Could even be three to Valentine now. That's what John indicates to Ross, so he'll backhand draw. Can repeat his last bowl. It should count. Could double their score here. Down pretty well. Wants it to run. Oh, he's just going to fade underneath. It was a good effort. 3 down. 1 to come, though. Looks to be narrow. Well, Valentine, another 2, possibly a 3rd. Oh, measuring the green bowl, will go against his own. Didn't see the indication. Reaction, I think it was just the 2. Seventeen shots the difference, still 8 to play. I seriously doubt we'll get all 8 of those. When is an appropriate time to concede is a very good discussion. Might vary from who you're playing or whatever match. To have a theory that I won't concede until it's mathematically impossible. Did concede in a match that's probably one of the best I've ever played. Sometimes you can play very well. Doesn't matter, your opposition just play better. It's been the case this afternoon. The Valentine boys have played fairly well, but they've been up against the juggernaut of the Bull Ants. Played some very big bowls when it's counted. Beau pretty much just playing his same bowl again. Well, there's a lot of people looking forward to another midweek event next week. Next week, attention for 232 teams of 4s turns to Foster and the immediate and not so immediate surrounding clubs. 17 greens in action, well actually 18 because there's 2 half greens, Old Bar Beach and Halliday Sports. Half green's going to be in use as well. 17 sections, 12 or 14 sides in each section of the Women's State Carnival. Want to see an event where players are playing for the love of the game, and that one's it. There's some new merchandise available out of Foster Bowling Club. In the past, branded shirts have proved extremely popular. Can be a few other items available for you. So if you're playing in the State Carnival, don't forget to pop into Foster at some stage, and 12 of the sections at least will be playing at Foster Bowling Club over the 3 sectional days. Everyone gets a game in Foster or Tuncurry. Is going to be going to, as we said, at Old Bar Beach, Halliday Sports, 2 of the clubs in Taree, Leagues and West. Bullock Dealer in use. Tuncurry Foster Sports, Tuncurry Beach. Disco. Going to trail the jack away from Beau. Don't think that's exactly what he intended. Still holding one. They've got the next four. Three after the second wood. Anton Lee says he's looking forward to catching up with some female bowling buddies. A bit rainy at Tuncurry Beach. The forecast is not looking that great, actually. Hopefully it's forecast is like it was today here at Cabra-Vale Diggers, Canley Vale, Cabramatta. Supposed to be showery today, but we've had about 3 spits on this Herald. .8 of a millimetre yesterday. That's the sort of weather we can handle. Sun shining through right now. It's quite bright coming in the windows here of our bowls office. Forehand draw for Beau. I do think he's on a slightly tight line here, not reaching either. Well, he is reaching, but that's going to turn right across the head. It is still in the calculations at the moment, though. That one green bowl, second shot. Cabramatta might be tempted just to turn that one through the head. Bring a few more in. That's pretty much what Disco appears to be calling. Yep, take that one out. Backhand, a little bit of weight. If you turn our shot bowl onto the jacks, not too bad, said Disco, but really push the green one through. Wants to be underneath that one. Oh. Well, I'm not sure that's really much value in the green bowl now. That might have just changed that head up a little bit. Ross Lawrence really wants to draw a shot here on the backhand. Just going to hold. He's just going to run through that gap there. See if Disco does try and reach to the green bowl this time. Wastes no time in getting it away. Here's Disco's signature. Very quick on the mat, very quick to deliver. Wants to get around that. You get the sense it's become a bit of a training run. The result, pretty much a foregone conclusion. Gets that one flush, he can... No, it's not going to go far enough. Might be worth a couple, the green one. sat and stayed. Probably made an extra couple out of that. Oh, it's 4, maybe 5 was the signal. Well, the last end was actually a 3 for Valentine. They're going to 7, and the scoreboard does say 26-7 after 14. So that one must have just been the 3 shots. Important for Beau and Aaron to keep their concentration going. Don't think it'll be an issue for a couple of experienced players like that. A lot of other players get well ahead. You just drop off your concentration, and that can lead to a poor start to your next game. Good to see the Valentine guys, though, hanging in there, still trying. Don't think we'll see very many more ends, though. But we'll see. He's going to be under the line with this. Just put the arm out there to say, oh, too tight. People asking where we're up to with Platinum Pennant with the last 2 rounds this weekend. Round 10 on Saturday and round 11 on Sunday. You've got 2 more matches to witness on our stream before the finals, that is. So if you've got a chance to get along and watch a Platinum Pennant match this weekend, well, it's going to be your last chance for your home and away series at your club. Round 10 on Saturday, Belrose hosts Raymond Terrace, Carlingford hosts St John's Park 2:30, Belrose at 12:30, Maryland's Warilla at 4. Great place to go and watch some bowls at Maryland's. Tarrant Point East Maitland at 5 and Cabramatta versus Engadine at 5. Our streaming match starting at 2 p.m, Mount Lewis versus Wenty Leagues. And on Sunday, all matches start at 10 a.m. Raymond Terrace, the Jets host the Mount Lewis Lions. At the Hangar, Tarrant Point host Warilla. Belrose host Carlingford. Wenty Leagues play host to Engadine. Maryland's host Cabramatta, and our St John's Park East Maitland Griffins match will be our live game, all round 11 at 10 a.m. Beau's got a piece of that jack. If it's still in there holding one. They look to be... Toucher in the ditch, being marked. So the challenge now is to draw and keep your bowl in bounds. That's a pretty good effort from John Bullock. May not have come in. Jack must only just be in. It's just failed to get in bounds. Well, for Cabra now, they've got a good couple of metres to draw shot. Don't need to flirt with the boundary line. Finish inside by a foot or so. Beau's, though, flirting with the ditch. It's going to sail through. John Bullock, very slight correction needed. Just narrow it up a little bit. Even put just a little bit of weight on. Just narrowed it up. Just going to run away. Still 1 to Cabra. Aaron Wilson, close to counting. Let's see what correction Disco makes on this bowl. Just needs to get in further than the jack. Don't know that he's done that. Can't see it. Yeah, well, it has. It's just hiding in behind the post. Very close from Ross. That stayed in, which it probably has. It is shot to Valentine. Well done, Ross. 15 ends played. Well, speculate they may knock it off in the next couple of ends. More than likely finish off the other end of the green. You can see the board on the next rink. If you're a Kempsey Heights fan, it's good news for you. They're leading over Lawson. I think it was 21-14. Yes, 21-14 after 14 ends. Can tell you, it's just getting a little more chilly outside. Probably see a few players head for their jumpers soon. Sun's just going behind a bit of cloud cover. A little bit of breeze is quite cool. Good starter. See the light changing in our picture as the sun peeks out from behind the clouds and goes behind again. It's got a little bit dull outside. And that's a fantastic bowl from John Bullock. Good reply from Beau. Just going to fade across a little bit. Match pretty comfortably. Cabramatta's now, they're 18 in front with 6 to play. Valentine would need to score 6 threes to catch up and force an extra end, and that would be without conceding any more shots at all. Can't see that happening. The breeze has been noted as an effect on these greens, especially coming in this direction. It's straight up behind the players. Does make the green run as if it's quite a bit quicker. We did see it in our previous stream game. Quite a few ends where the jack was at the tee, a number of bowls being put into the ditch. And one end where the jack was rolled into the ditch twice. It's pretty well down from Ross Lawrence. Great correction. Absolutely fantastic correction. Holding a couple. Aaron Wilson will switch over. Won't be short. Will be wide. Just held out. That breeze behind him. In the corner of the rink nearest us, that breeze slightly coming towards the ditch side, holding that one out as well. Well, John Bullock's played an excellent draw shot to open this end. He's on track to repeat it with this one. Wants to just drop in behind. He's got best back near the number. Be happy with that result. Beau. Forehand. You see the sun's poked out from behind the clouds. Long shadows across the green now. Just going to be under the line. John looking for a metre less would be ideal. Just drop in behind. We need the centreline police to act again. At least we can see a bit of the head. Two to Valentine as the head stands. Still 4 bowls to come this end. Wants to draw another counter and not fatten this target up at all. Nice good forehand draw. Finish about the tee would be ideal. Count and be hidden away. Gentle weight, touch that jack around the corner and hide it. Just narrow the target a little bit. To hide it, I think Disco will give it a whack. It's not going to come back because it's going to crash on the shorter bowl. Almost push it into count though. It's not mucking around. Big weight. Well, he was wide with his first attempt, narrow with his second. That one did turn. His one in the first half of the end didn't. It started a bit wider though. See the scoreboard next door. Kempsey Heights leads by 8 with 5 to play. He's 2 down. I think he'll go again. No more bullets in the tank for his opposition. He's not going to miss 3 times. Punch the jack out of bounds. Oh, we're going to get another end or two. So we do have some results coming through on our BowlsLink results Taronji Park has recorded a big win over Bullock. In the men's, Wendy Leagues has defeated Terrigal 28-18. Windale Gateshead has had a 28-9 victory over Wiseman's Ferry. And Berkeley has had a 29-17 win over West Dubbo. Well, the Berkeley boys are in great form because they had a win over me on last Saturday in our pennant competition. So Berkeley through. Plenty of other results still pending in that men's champion of champions. In the women's, no results recorded as yet in the current round. Beau just narrowly collecting the shorter bowl. Does count, finished up jack high. We would have ended up close to being on the jack without the touch. And number 16, Cabramatta, well and truly ahead. Nearly a foregone conclusion. Sun still well up in the sky, just ducking behind rather big, massive black clouds off to the west. God, good effort, just going to crash as well. Just needed a sneak past, would have been close to drawing shot. Cabra holding probably 3 here until this bowl comes in. Oh, he's just going to be a little unlucky and turn. Just go one roll closer. Wanted to get the inside and roll in. Aaron Wilson, I think he'd love to draw a toucher here and just hide that jack around the corner. He's forgotten to do something, and that is a little bit of grass. Well, we've done a little bit of weight. The grass probably okay for that touch around the corner. John Bullock lining up. He's got a jack high Cabramatta shot bowl on that hand. Nice draw to it. If you're a little bit over, you can sit on that blue bowl. If you're a little bit tight, Beau Prideaux bowl's there as well. So a few chances with a draw shot here. Or you can just dead draw it straight down to the jack. Just turned past. Be close for shot though. Backhand draw for Beau, down to that bowl, wants to turn it out. Does sit that bowl. On just under the line now. I think Beau will play pretty much the same shot. Backhand draw down to John Bullock's bowl. Inside, just sit there and stay. A little bit enthusiastic on this one. Doesn't want to punch that one through. Has no real damage, but does give Valentine a little more position there. Ross can still play that forehand draw. Probably looking for a little bit tighter line now with the two bowls there to sit on. Perfect shot is just to tuck that jack back to his own and score a treble. He doesn't get it with this one. Disco will be looking to reach down, get in amongst those, sit either bowl and stay. He's going to turn his own up as well. It's not a bad home. Backhand, just over draw for Disco. Has got a fairly tight line on this one, which he would want to get to that bowl. Got the edge. Probably didn't have the weight he needed. Well, there is a 3 here with a delicate draw shot. Given it plenty of chance. Got his mate interested, but just pushed it a little bit too hard. Through the head. Disco, backhand draw, already holding 3. Not too concerned. Wants to just slip through that hole, get to his own bowls and count. That'll do. That'll make 4. So at the delivery end now, you'll be able to see the scoreboard for Lawson. It's the other men's game at this venue. And for all those discussing whether or not someone foot faults, it's exceptionally difficult to call because the law stipulates that you only have to have all or part of 1 foot on or above the mat at the point of delivery. There are some players around who do appear to foot fault. However, it is exceptionally difficult to call. Did have one person complain to me that someone was foot faulting, took video of it, managed to get a still at the exact point of delivery where they said that bowl was a full foot fault and proved it wasn't. So, but without even doing that, you have to be able to prove it. So if you want to have something negative to say, please say it elsewhere. Let's praise the game on the site. Make it attractive to people who wish to join in. Let's celebrate the skills of the players playing the game. Only got to celebrate how good of a delivery this is. What a great bowl from Beau. You can see Kempsey Heights 23, Lawson 15. After 16 ends, he's on the adjacent scoreboard. So you go, Jack Best. They're in a spot of difficulty. They're not finished, but they will need to get a wriggle on and get some scoring in the next few ends. Well pointed from Beau. Good home from Disco. 17th end in progress. Actually getting to the point where it's becoming mathematically impossible. 17th end, the before after this. It's 22 the difference. 32 available after this end. Still possible, but they've scored 8 in 16. They're not going to score 22 in 6. Not against this quality of opposition. And did mention it had got a little bit dull before with the sun behind a cloud. Well, that cloud's just drifted away a bit. Very bright sunshine coming in now. Some fairly long shadows across, but still good conditions to play bowls. Beau, another one at the back. Oh, Beau looks to be on a pretty good line. Wouldn't mind a little toucher here. Has trailed it back. Probably not ideally trailed it, but may well have brought all of those bowls into the count. Well, this is not too badly pointed. Wants it to get right down to the jack. Got the touch. Oh, I think he may have just snuck in for shot. Great bowl. Well played, John Bullock. Aaron Wilson looking for that bowl. There's a port there. Wouldn't mind the jack. Wants the hole. Got. Oh, he's got his own bowl. Very close. Ross Lawrence. Oh, disappointed with that one. He was looking to get down to his own bowl. Could just sit his own bowl. It would lock in on the Cabramatta bowl and he'd stay for 2. Disco will still go for the same one. Ross would have preferred his bowl to stay up. Got the edge of that. Oh, well, he's got it absolutely perfectly. What a hot shot that one will be. Now holding perhaps 5. Got a little bit of luck involved too by getting the edge, but still he knew that was on. I'd like Ross to come in just for his own sake, but he's going to fall just that bit out. I think it's another handful of shots to Cabramatta. Yep, John says 5. And the boys have said, that's enough, let's stop the bleeding. So we will cease our end game there. It's 35-8, the final score. Cabramatta defeating Valentine. Don't forget to join us tomorrow for more champion pairs. Also, jump on to the Bowls New South Wales website a little later on under events. There's BowlsLink results. Also through results.bowlslink.com.au. We look forward to your company tomorrow. Keep an eye for the final results from all games. Until tomorrow then, it's good night.